Hey guys, it's another episode of the Monster Dope. This is kind of like one of our last regular episodes of the season, and I'm really excited to film with my buddy Dwayne.
I was a caretaker. I don't know about buddy.
Oh, okay. My non-buddy, the caretaker, Dwayne. So, Dwayne, how you doing today?
I'm okay. How you doing?
I'm all right, man. We watched some good movies for tonight. Really excited to talk about that later on.
Got something for you.
Oh, he's got something for me. Okay.
I picked up your mail for you on the way in.
So you didn't get anything, you just picked up my mail.
Yeah,
Well, I appreciate it regardless. All right. From the hospital. Let's see what they want. Oh, it's my DNA test. 95% Caucasian dash white dash pale dash mayonnaise. Okay, they didn't have to say that. 5% Native American. pal. I am Chief Ha Terrorist Sean Dills. With my pal, Chief Sadfuck. Alright, Kimo Sabi, are you ready for tonight's episode?
Absolutely.
Okay, tonight we are. Let me know if this gets offensive. Tonight we are reviewing Back to the Future trilogy. Yes. Back to the Future, considered one of the greatest trilogies of all time. Of course, no one's going to remember the Native American movie Into the Past, which came out 10 years before this. No. The whites stole that idea. Are you ashamed? Your people
No.
stealing from my people?
Negatory.
Okay. Well, with that being said, let's dive into the Monster Dome! It is now time for our feature presentation. Spoiler warnings. Our first review, Back to the Future 1, 1985.
Mom? Had a horrible nightmare. Dreamed that I went back in time.
Wow. Safe and sound now, back in good old 1955.
1955? Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
The way I see it, if you're gonna build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style?
Aim it fly!
This is a big one, the one I've been waiting for all my life.
You're my mom. You're my mom.
Wait, 21 gigawatts! Marty, we're sending you back to the future!
Were you even born yet?
No, I wasn't born for another 9 years after this movie. Well, Dwayne, people consider Back to the Future the greatest movies of ever made. I've heard it. People consider it the greatest trilogy, and they consider, one of the greatest things ever. I don't know if I go that far, but it's pretty damn good. Like, I can see why people love these films. It was an absolute blast. Dwayne, what you think of Back to the Future 1, and where did you first see it?
So it came out in 85.
Yeah.
So I probably saw it like in 86. Either on HBO or a VHS rental, whatever. I watched it, and I remember the first moment to watch it when my friend was like, you gotta pay a lot of attention to it. A lot of the jokes are, talking about timelines, stuff like that. And, it's a really intelligent comedy. I'm like a kid.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I watched it. I enjoyed it as a kid. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I still think it's a really good movie. It holds up today as a really good movie. There's a couple scenes in there that are don't hold up as well,
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we'll talk about later.
Okay.
But it's a really good movie. I always liked it. It's one of my favorite comedies. Now, as a trilogy, be one of the best? I don't think so. That's just me, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But it is a really great, number one, is it actually a really great sci-fi comedy, and I like it a lot.
The problem with trilogies is they're not all, there's usually one stinker in it.
Yeah.
Now, this one does have one, I think, that is lesser than the other two. But it's definitely not this first one I want to review here. We'll get to that later. The first one was actually really great. You kind of start off, you get to see Marty, and he's kind of, I guess he works. Later explain like how he knows the dog. Does he work? Is he like an assistant, or are they just buddies?
They're his friends, I guess.
Okay. All right. Well, he's just a buddy with a How old is Doc Brown too? That's another thing. I was like, he looks like he's Christopher Lloyd looks like he's been 50 or 60 for like 50 years.
I take offense to that. 'Cause I'm 51, almost 2.
Okay, well, you didn't look like this in '85, did you?
No.
Okay. He looks the exact same throughout his whole career. He's still alive as of 2025. He just was in Nobody 2, which I'm really excited to watch, actually, because I love the first one. Yeah, I mean, Marty's looking for his buddy Doc Brown. You kind of meet all these characters, and one thing they're really good at is world building. You know, you kind of get, and then I think all the characters stand out, which is also a great thing they do in this movie. It's just absolute blast. And then they kind of like, what's this guy's name? The guy who directed Shaun of the Dead. Oh hell! Now I'm thinking of, I can't think of his name. Edgar Wright.
Yeah. No.
Right.
I don't know.
Edgar Wright. I think that's his name. The guy who made Shaun of the Dead. Like, I think he probably may have borrowed some drugs, because it's just like they basically spend the good first 20-30 minutes just kind of building up and showing you stuff, and then later on in the film they play that back a little bit, and kind of like a Shaun of the Dead, you see that too, where they show you things and then it shows you how it changes throughout the movie, or things come back a lot. This movie's really good. I love that kind of style of movies. It makes you pay attention, makes you care, makes you want to follow along. There's so many movies where none of that's going down and you just do not care about anything. This movie's fun from start to finish. Absolute blast. I love Marty. I love Doc Brown. They're such great characters. I had a blast with them. And then you got the bully Biff. What you think of him?
I like Biff.
You like Biff?
Yeah.
Old school asshole jerk.
Yep. Old school bully.
80s had a great asshole bullies. They perfected asshole bullies in the 80s.
Robert Downey Jr. in Weird Science.
I've never seen that.
He's a good jerk.
Is he?
Yep. And who's the poor guy that played Virgil? Or he was also in Weird Science. He was the older brother.
Huh.
He played Chip.
We have to watch that one. I've never seen it. A
Yeah.
lot of 80s movies I haven't seen. I guess Doc Brown, this one, they just kind of want to go back to the future just to say they can do it. Right? I guess Marty's what, the guinea pig? Or no, the terrorists come, which makes Marty. One thing they're also good at is building tension. And especially in the opening, when they first use the time machine, at the very end of the movie, they are so good at like building tension, and there's a lot on the line, and time is of essence here, and they're really good at that, and all three of these movies really. So Marty goes back in time, and he, I guess he's going around, and he meets his dad, meets his mom. Turns out his mom has like a huge crush on him and is trying to sleep with him. That can't be good. And his dad was supposed to meet his mom by getting hit by Marty's grandfather's car, and they take him home and kind of that's how they meet. But Marty fucks it up, and he's the one who gets hit by the car and messes all this up, and he's got to go back and fix it or he won't be born. So he's got to get his dad to fall in love. Also, Biff, old school Biff, is here too, being a whole asshole to the whole gang. Just a whole bunch going on, a lot of fun. Dwayne, you like all this?
Yeah, like you're saying, there's a lot of world building, there's a lot of character building. You meet his family, you see what they're like. You know, they're kind of like an all-American family. You know, middle class probably,
Yeah.
Maybe a little lower middle class, something like that. And Biff's like the guy who is like picking on his dad and stuff. Then he goes back in time and he sees that Biff has always been a bully and everything. Like you said, some things happen and it changes the outcome in the future. Then we actually gets back to the present. They made so much changes that actually the dad's more of the leader and Biff is like his, I won't say his friend, but the guy that comes over and polishes his car for him. Like, Mr. McFly, your mail's here, you know,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. So I enjoyed it a lot. I said it's a really good movie. There's a lot of comedy in it, a lot of good things. Billy Zane is in it, and I didn't realize that until after I started watching the
Was
second
he
one.
one of Biff's
He's one
henchmen?
of Biff's henchmen, yes.
Okay.
Back in the 50s. Yeah. So I didn't notice that to the second one. I went back to rewatch a little bit of the first one. It's like, oh, okay. So,
Yeah, this one is they just tie everything in this movie has purpose, and it connects later, and I love that. That's what I was trying to explain earlier, except I kind of like bumbled that up like a baboon. But now I'm able to think about it. Yeah, they're able to show a lot of things, and they make it come back. Everything just has point. Nothing's like, there's no wasted motion in this film, which is awesome. Like you were saying earlier, he's able to fix everything and go back in time. When we go back in time, a little bit's changed. They're a little bit wealthier. His dad, he helped build his dad's confidence. His dad's super confident. And now that Biff kind of works for him, which is probably the one thing I didn't like about the movie, because towards the end, when they're stuck in 1955, Biff basically has his mom in a car and is like trying to sleep with her forcefully, and before George McFly comes out and knocks his ass out, go in the future, he's working for him. If I had a guy who tried to like force his way on my wife, I probably wouldn't have him working for me in my house nor near my wife and kids. That's just me. That doesn't make any sense. Dwayne, you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. They probably did it just for the movie to show the difference that you know, who punches who knocks who out makes a difference in the storyline.
Yeah, he works for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is a cool ending, and I do like that. And then at the end, Doc Brown wants to go to the future, and
It sets up
part two.
part two.
Now, do you think they were planning on making a part two from the original?
I don't believe they were. I think I read up a little bit that said they weren't planning on making it because they weren't sure how this movie was going to do. But it actually did really well. I remember it being very popular.
Is the thing it made is the most money that year, 1985, probably the best film of the year, money wise. So yeah, it did really great in the box office. Also, let's talk about Christopher Lloyd as Doc Brown. I absolutely love Doc Brown, and in fact, I love every movie he's in. He stands out. Like, I love him in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, the Addams Family movies. You know, just everything he's in, he's just awesome. And here, he's just super energetic and like. Oh, I heard that he when he got the script, when they asked him to be in it, he threw it away, and he says, "Nah, I kind of want to take a break." And then, like, his wife found it in the trash, and she kind of like, "Hey, maybe you should read it." And then he read it, and when he read it, he goes, "Yeah, I'm probably gonna be in this movie. This movie's pretty good." And he wanted to go over the wall as Doc Brown. That's what he was really looking for. No holds barred, just super energy on that, and it shows. He's like. And obviously, if you guys are Rick and Morty fans, this was 100% the inspiration for that show. Is so obvious that they are basically basing it on this film here. All right, Dwayne, what you think of this movie? Final grades, thoughts?
Thoughts about it. One thing I was going to talk about is this is made for kids, kind of. You know, it's not a bad movie at all. It's not a whole lot of language and stuff. There is a couple of racist remarks in there that I kind of caught when I watched it as an adult that maybe I didn't think about as a kid.
Yeah.
But I did see a little bit in there.
It was 1955.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. But, so something that maybe they said back in the 80s or back in the 50s wouldn't fly now. And, you know, that I would watch out for that part in the movie, you know, with kids around and stuff like that, people around. But not counting that one part, it's actually a really good movie. I enjoyed it as a kid. When I rewatched it again a couple times since then, I rewatched it again last week for our review, and I think it's just a really great movie. Like you said, front to back, great movie. Love Christopher Lloyd as Doc Brown. I'm really, really, really gonna give this a 9 out of 10.
Ooh, Dwayne, I've never heard.
This is one of my favorites.
I never heard you really give anything that high.
First, Back to the Future, one of my favorite movies.
All right, well, Dwayne, let's talk about my pros and cons for Back to the Future. My pros: no wasted motion, everything connects. Such great characters, such great world building. I love Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. My cons: none. Minus maybe the Biff working for them after he tried to rape his mom. Alright, guys. I'm going to give Back to the Future 1 10 Great Scots out of 10. It's Tasia, Tasia, Tasia. It's Tasia.
That's me!
The Tasia Review Show, starring Sean Dills.
This is my review of the Back to the Future movies. This was my first time watching the Back to the Future movies. The first one, absolutely loved it. Definitely my favorite. Number 1.
Guys, welcome to Trick or Treat time. Alright, Dwayne. Fanta has dropped some horror icon drinks. And first up to bat, we have the Fanta Pineapple Michael Myers edition. I had to get our boy Michael Myers. Got to represent him. However, I don't like pineapple. Ew.
Hey, I got a secret to tell you.
What?
I don't like pineapple either.
Alright. However, the packaging is great.
Oh yeah, that's really cool.
I like how they promote Halloween 2.
Halloween 2?
They don't promote the whole series, just Halloween 2 specifically. Hey guys, you can check out this. What's the last time you've seen 2025 marketing for a movie that came out in what, 81, 82?
I don't remember. Maybe 2004.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Let's dive in. I'll probably give the rest of these to Tasia. Tasia loves pineapple. Mm-hmm. So she'll probably make out like a bandit. Okay. Wayne, I got a little cup. Mm-hmm. I'll drink out of the cup if you want the can.
No.
You want the cup?
I'll take the cup.
You'll take the cup. I did. You don't trust me pouring it. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, that smells fucking strong pineapple.
Yeah, I can smell it from here.
Ready?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty nasty. I don't like pineapple.
Yeah, I don't like pineapple that much either. It's definitely pineapple taste.
Yeah.
It's as advertised, but I don't think it's horrible. Like I said,
Honestly,
I don't like pineapple, but
yeah.
I think actually I think this tastes a little better than like a regular pineapple.
I do too. I think I could drink it if I was like out of options. Let's give the pineapple connoisseur here, Tasia. She's the real person.
Oh, I've tried it before.
It's called Movie Magic. You may have it.
Oh, it's so good. I like that.
Okay, that's the first time you tried it, right?
Yeah, first time I tried it.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Ooh, okay. I want to give it a treat, even though I don't really care for pineapple. It's still actually not bad.
Yeah, it tastes like it tastes as advertised. It is pineapple soda. It actually tastes better than just eat like pineapple chunks and everything.
Yes.
I did enjoy it.
And also, Halloween 2, it'll be out in theaters 30-something years ago. Actually, probably 40. 50?
I don't know what you're talking about.
80, when Halloween 2 came out. How long ago? I'm bad at math.
1925. Come on, you can do it. 44.
Okay, yeah, so don't forget to check out Halloween 2, 44 years ago in theaters. Alright, Dwayne, our next drink, Powerade Extra Sour Cherry Kicker.
Okay.
This is actually one Tasia picked out. Did you guys zoom in?
Yeah.
Okay. Tasia picked this one out for us, so thank you, Tasia. We're going to try this now.
It's extra sour, you said?
Extra sour.
Alright.
And cherry kicker.
Cherry kicker.
That's 3 names. You want to pour yourself one or just pour
Sure.
it for you? You got offended when I tried to pour it for you last time.
I didn't want a whole lot of pineapple.
Okay.
But it was actually pretty good.
Alright. Ready?
Yep.
That's powerful. That is strong.
Oh wow, yeah.
You know what's funny? I actually love cherry, but I don't think I love this.
No, I don't like that at all.
I must not have gotten any flavor then.
Really? You want more?
No. Does it taste like I don't have a whole lot of cherry flavor to it at all.
A lot sour.
Yeah, there's sour in it.
Let me take another sip, because not a huge cherry flavor.
No.
I'm gonna give this one a trick.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't buy one of those.
Tasia? Trick or treat.
Trick.
Alright. Well, Michael Myers Pineapple Fanta treat. Cherry Kicker Super Powerful Lemon Boo Boo Boop. Trick. We got one more drink to try.
Yep.
Let's try it out. Alright, Dwayne, it's time for the main event of Trick or Treat. We have Fanta Chucky's Punch. Have you seen the Fanta commercial for these?
No, I have not.
It's really cool. So, like, it starts with the guy and going to the gas station. And he opens this, like, you know where they have the drinks at? Mm-hmm. And he opens it up, and it's, like, all the Fanta flavors. And it shows them all real quick. And he grabs the Chucky flavor. And when he shuts it, he turns around. The bear from Five Nights at Freddy's is behind him. He goes, whoa! And he runs away. And, like, when he runs away, he bounces into Megan from the Megan movie. He floats around, goes in a different direction. He's about to go out the door, and when he tries to go out the door, the grabber from Black Phone,
Yep.
Ethan Hawke's character,
Yep.
he walks in. He goes, whoa! And he spins around and goes to the back, and he's like trying to crawl out this window. And when he's like halfway out the window, Chucky walks up to him and steals his Fanta and drinks it and laughs at him. Pretty cool commercial. Michael Myers was the only one who is one of the flavors who didn't appear in the commercial. But it was still kind of cool. You've seen all those horror guys attack one kid who just wanted a fucking Fanta. Anyway.
Kid deserved it.
He deserved it. Chucky was like, hey, it's my Fanta, bitch. It has my name on it. Alright. You excited to try it out?
Sure.
Chucky's Punch. Here we go. I'll pour it. Yep. Smells really good. Smells like fruit punch. Ready? Let's dive in. I love it. Dwayne?
I like it, yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's good. Dwayne.
I was listening to you. It was just...
Very good.
Okay, so, for me, Chucky stole the show.
Oh, yeah.
His is delicious. Yeah, I mean, Michael's was good for pineapple, so it kind of hurt just because I don't like it, but it's still pretty good. The cherry thing Tasia picked out, that sour one, kind of booty. But Chucky's Punch from Fanta is delicious. I love it. It is great. Definitely it's getting a triple treat from Sean Deal, stand-up comedian. And from Dwayne, it's getting
say treat.
just a treat.
Double Dwayne treat.
Okay, Daisy, what are you giving it?
Treat.
Treat. All right. Well, guys, that has been this edition of Trick or Treat. Check out our next episode, which will be the Halloween special, and maybe we'll have some cool-ass things to try. So stay tuned on the next edition of. Okay, I'll do it. I'll take it. The Monster Dome. It is now time for our feature presentation. Spoiler warnings. Alright, guys, our next review, 1989's Back to the Future 2.
Do you remember the future?
You've got to come back with me.
Where?
Back to the future.
Are we back?
We're back.
What do you mean we're in the future?
October 21st, 2015.
Marty, we're gonna be able to see our wedding.
Wow. The future. I gotta check this out, Doc.
Look what happens to your son.
He's a complete wimp.
Don't talk to anyone.
You've been looking. Hey, look!
Don't touch anything.
I need to borrow your hoverboard.
And try not to look at anything. I didn't invent the time machine to win at gambling.
I can't lose.
I invented a time machine to travel through time.
Hey, Doc, I'm all for that. What's wrong with making a few bucks on the side?
Now,
The time continuum has been disrupted, creating an alternate 1985.
there have been a few changes.
It's like we're in hell or something.
No, it's Hill Valley, although I can't imagine hell being much worse.
But they'll all be back.
Eat less, slackers!
Biff?
Hello? Hello? Anybody home?
Well, that can't be you. You're so big.
Michael J. Fox. Christopher Lloyd. Michael J. Fox.
More like a couple of teenagers, you know?
And Michael J. Fox.
Mom, is that you?
Steven Spielberg presents a Robert Zemeckis film, Back to the Future,
Gotta get back in time.
Part 2.
Well, Dwayne, what'd you think of Back to the Future 2?
So, Sean, as much as I love Back to the Future number 1, I just don't think Back to the Future 2 lives up to the standard of the first one. You and I have had some conversations about it. We'll go into a little more conversations when we review number 3. It's a good story. I just think that it tries to do a lot of jumping around between time and stuff, and the flow in this one does not feel the same as number 1, number 3 does. Is how I'll go with it.
I agree. I think the biggest issue too was it felt like this movie was just in the shadow of 1, and they go back to they go to the future, which I mean, okay, so this is probably not their fault, but this movie came out in 1989. They go to 2015. I never watched any of these movies until like a week ago in 2025, 10 years after the future they go to. So it kind of was cheesy and goofy to me. So that could be my fault for watching it fucking 30 years after I'm supposed to. But watching it now is kind of goofy. And, hoverboards and like flying Michael Jackson TVs that's taking orders.
Flying cars.
Which Michael Jackson gave their permission. However, one thing they didn't get permission for was they replaced was it Crispin Glover?
Crispin Glover, yeah.
And they had the rights to replace him as an actor, which they did. However, they didn't have the rights to use his face mold, because I thought it was Crispin Glover when I first watched it, because it looked just like him. Turns out they took this mold when they did the old man prosthetics for the first film, and they reused it so it looked just like him, which you got some money off of. Anyway, and also I wasn't a big fan of just the old people makeup in this movie. It looked kind of scary. I don't know why it took them a while, to get old people makeup right. Like Grandpa Texas Chainsaw Massacre looked like he's like 200. You know, it looks freaky. I don't know. I just didn't care for the future stuff, and then they go back to 1955, and he basically just following him past self around. I didn't care for it. However, it sounds like I'm being very critiquey of the movie. I actually liked the movie. It's just compared to the first one, it dipped bad.
Yeah, it's not a bad movie at all. But like compared to the first one, and we talk about how it's compared to the third one, it's just not the same level as those. Like you said, you go to the future, he's got hoverboards and flying cars and all these other things. They had people looking like Ronald Reagan taking orders and Max Headroom and stuff like that. You did have Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers being Marty's business partner that was on the TV. Yes.
Is Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers a pedophile?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I just heard some stuff like he slept with a 16-year-old girl. Okay, anyway,
what does that got to do with the movie?
It has nothing. I'll be quiet about that.
And he's a guy. You find out that Marty is not a musician anymore because he got in an accident. They don't explain it to the third one what happened, but he don't play guitar, he don't do anything like that. So he's not where he wants to be in the future as an adult. The family's not doing as well off as he thought he was going to be and everything. So he goes and helps Flea's character do a shady deal, and come to find out they're being watched by the owners of the company, and he gets fired via fax and stuff. And
that's another thing that don't exist in
2015.
Yeah,
faxes exist in 2015. They don't exist in 2025.
Okay. Still. All right. Yeah. To me, it's just I didn't care for the future as much as I did when we went to the past, and then when they go back to the past, I'm like, we've seen all this. It is kind of cool how they tied in, and you could also tell that 2 and 3 were kind of already they're prepping for 3 a little bit. The reason is because they kind of filmed 2 and 3 back to back. It was one big script at first, and then they decided to break it off into 2 movies, which I think was probably a good idea, to be honest with you. Doc Brown's still cool in this one. He's got some cool shades in this one. Really cool. I like this. I don't understand why he left Marty's girlfriend and their dog in the future. And he goes, well, it'll work out once I fix the timeline. I was like, are you sure? I mean, it wouldn't hurt to go get them. You're going back in time. So time's not really of the essence here. You have time to go get them. Just in case you're wrong. I don't know. I thought that was a little weird. What do you think? Do you think?
Yeah, I forget why he said he left him there. I know he said they didn't fix the timeline, so it doesn't really matter if they left him there or not. But yeah, I wouldn't have left him there because that timeline's still going forward. Something bad could have happened to him.
Yeah.
Or something.
Well, what I heard was they really weren't sure about making a part 2, so they just wanted a cool ending. So they didn't think too much about her being with them when they ended 1, and when they made 2, okay, great, now she's with us. I think this was their way to write her off.
Yeah.
And that's kind of lame. I kind of was liking her as a character. I feel like they could have used her a little bit more. And you do have hints for 3 in here as well. Doc Brown is wearing a shirt that has cowboys on it. And he talks about how he wants to go to the old Wild West. Well, don't worry, Doc Brown, you're heading there soon. And then Marty gets an almanac, which is pretty genius, and it's all the sport winners from 55 or 1950 to 2000. It's 50 years. and like he can just keep betting and making all this money. And Doc scolds him for buying it, throws it away right on top of this trash can, and boy howdy does future Biff find it and steals the DeLorean and gives it to past Biff. And past Biff's a whole asshole about it, and I was like, damn, I'd be pissed if I was an asshole like that in the past. And he wants Biff to use all this so that he can like have a great future, and he does. And they actually, we're not gonna go politicky on this one, but I heard they kind of like inspired Biff's character in 2 off Donald Trump, and that's what I've heard. And like, and, you know, that was Donald Trump back in 1989, I think. It wasn't like today Donald Trump. Anyway, and now when they go to the here now, I guess the present, Biff's like super rich. He's got giant towers and casinos, and Marty's mom is now married to Biff because Marty's dad George was killed. Turns out it's by Biff killed him, and you know, which was kind of I kind of like that. I wish I would have stayed in '85 with the whole rich Biff. I think that would have been a better movie than going back to 55. I kind of wish they did something, maybe not use the almanac or something. I like that future that present they were in, where Biff was like this overlord or super billionaire evil guy. So Marty does go back in time, gets the almanac from Biff, they destroy it, and everything's all happy and back to normal. But before they can go back in time, Doc Brown is flying around in the DeLorean, gets struck by lightning, and gets sent back to the past. Marty gets a letter from, Wells Fargo, that Doc Brown is in the year 1988. 1888, same thing. And Marty's like, oh man, I gotta go save my buddy. And that's the end of part 2. But we do get a trailer for part 3 at the end of part 2. So like, okay, that's unique. And then they said the movie will continue in Back to the Future 3. Dwayne, final thoughts and grade on Back to the Future 2?
Back to the Future 2, not as good as number 1. I did enjoy it. It's good. It's not as good as number 1.
Yeah.
We were talking a little bit about it and the cameos in the movie and everything. The guy who handed the letter to him is the guy from Happy Gilmore, the one that says "You jackass."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, John Flattery, something Flattery, I think his name.
Isn't Elijah Wood in this movie too?
He is. He's one of the kids that watches Marty play the video game.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of cool. I heard they wanted Ronald Reagan to be in part 3, but he turned it down. Yeah, Dwayne, it's still a good movie though, right?
Yeah, still a good movie. I'm going to give it 6. 6. It's not as good as the first or third, but it's not a horrible movie. It's just, and we'll talk about some more on the third one. It's just kind of like sets up. It's like a setup. First one's good, and this one sets up the third one to be good.
Well, I'm not going to go with 6, but here are my pros and cons for Back to the Future 2. My pros: still a great, fun, entertaining movie. We have all the characters we love from 1 back here in 2, minus a few character replacements, as in Marty's girlfriend is now a new actress. Still fun and entertaining start to finish. My cons: I felt this movie was such in the shadow of part 1, it didn't really have room to be unique and have a whole lot of room to fly here. I was really confused by Doc Brown leaving Marty's girlfriend and Einstein the dog in the future. You have plenty of time, you're going back in time, there's no rush. I'm giving Back to the Future 2 8. Nobody calls me chicken. Out of 10. It's Tasia. It's Tazia!
That's me!
The Tazia Review Show, starring Sean Mills.
This is my review of the Back to the Future movies. This was my first time watching the Back to the Future movies. Back to the Future 2 was good, but it wasn't as great as I thought it would be. Definitely not as good as the first one.
It ain't the Monster Dome without Toonie Terrors. Dwayne, this time you got this guy. Let's talk about it.
Alright, so this time I got Creature from the Black Lagoon. I got the Creature from Black Lagoon because you had gotten a couple others. And while I was at a Hot Topic, I saw the Creature from the Black Lagoon shirt.
Oh.
So I bought my shirt and I was like, okay. And then I went to a local Walmart to do some shopping. And I saw this Next Wave out. And I said, which one do you have? And you told me. I said, you don't have this one? You're like, nope. I was like, all right, well, this is the one we're getting. So this is actually a really good one because first off, they changed the backing on them a little bit. So it's a lot more colorful. The creature itself, look how colorful that is. The greens and the yellows, that's actually a really good little model or miniature figure there. Sorry. I do enjoy that one a lot.
It's once you got a little extra. Is that like a. What is that he's got with him? Is that spider webs? What is this?
I don't know.
He's got some kind of like accessory with him. I can't really tell. It's so low. But yes, I do agree. His coloring is beautiful. Multiple shades of green, a little yellow in there. Really cool, man. Do you think we should open these one day?
No.
Okay, you're right. But this is awesome. I really love this one. I think it's very well painted there. It is awesome. I really love these monster movies, and I really think we should review all these one day, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of these just say Toonie Terrors on it. This one's got Universal Monsters on the top of it there. So,
you know, actually, before we cut, there's a new store I saw. It's up in White Pine. They sell Toonie Terrors. I was like, we should go up there one day.
Let's go.
All right, we might have to do a little review log when we do that. Okay, guys, it's time for Horror Talk.
Horror Talk.
Horror Talk.
Oh, horror talk.
Horror. Do you think other languages have this problem with certain words?
No.
Okay. All right. So tonight's theme. Dwayne was kind of struggled with this one. I picked top 5 Scooby-Doo villains.
So my struggle with this is I like Scooby-Doo. I like Scooby-Doo probably longer than you've been alive.
I would say so.
Yeah.
It came out in 1969.
Yeah, I watched them in the 70s and 80s. I watched them in the 70s and 80s. I've not watched them since the 70s and 80s. So my Scooby-Doo knowledge is not up to par.
You know what that means, Dwayne?
I'm not watching a marathon of them. But
you know what that means, Dwayne? Season 3.
Scooby-Doo cartoons.
We might have to.
That's fine. We can do them for horror on the small screen. Mm-hmm. Now, like I said, I loved Scooby-Doo when I was a kid. I loved it a lot. I just not been up to date on them a lot. I know they made a ton of animated movies recently with Scooby-Doo. I just haven't actually watched them.
There's
yet.
over 30 to 40 animated films.
Yeah.
Which means they're eligible for Monster Dome.
Sure.
Maybe not all 40 in one day. But we'll maybe sprinkle one in here and there.
Good. So what you're talking about was our favorite villains from the Scooby-Doo. So mine are mostly ones I have to remember from a long time ago. So one of my first ones I want to talk about, and I don't have mine ranked until I get to number 1, is one I do remember is Mr. Hyde. He's like one that you see a lot of. I think that the toys of him. He's like an iconic one.
Oh yeah.
I always like Mr. Hyde in the book I read, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I like him in other media, and then I just liked him in Scooby-Doo also.
Oh yeah, he's one of my favorites as well. Alright, my number 5. A little different. My number 5 is from a movie. Ooh. Mine is the Phantom Virus from Scooby-Doo and Cyber Chase. He's kind of really the only villain that was like running around and like actually talking to the, kind of like Freddy Krueger. Most of the other monsters are like, rawr, rawr, rawr. But he talked to him, and I like that. And he was like a really cool villain. He had like electric powers. Just a fun film. I love that film. And yeah, it's kind of unique, and I like that. And that movie's really great. I'm going to watch it one day.
Sure.
It's like Back to the Future, a little scientific, That one's all about science. All right, it's time for number 4.
All right, the next one I have that I remember really well is The Black Knight.
The very first episode.
Yep. I like The Black Knight. He's I know he's not really an actual ghost, but he's supposed to be a ghost inside the knight armor, going around chasing them. It's another iconic one. You've seen 100 times in the shows. You see him all the previews and everything. So I picked The Black Knight.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Can't go wrong with that.
Yep.
For me, whoosh, 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 number 4. I'm wide as hell. All right, my number 4. I'll go Charlie the Robot. He was actually, what he was supposed to be. Like usually in the first 2 seasons, everybody's just a man in a mask. Charlie the Robot was indeed an actual robot. And he wasn't really that evil. The guy who created Charlie the Robot, his sister, kind of messed with him because she doesn't think kids should be around robots. I feel like that could have been done with a conversation without trying to sabotage your entire fucking carnival. But that's just me. But I love the way Charlie the Robot walks. He just kind of like arms straight down and he just walks. There's a guy we used to work with named Michael the Cart Pusher who walks just like Charlie the Robot. Anyway, I love that. I love the way he looks. I love this episode. I love spooky carnival stuff. And this one episode has all of it. Alright, let's go to number 3.
My next one is Redbeard's Ghost. Mostly because it's a pirate one. I know there's other pirate ones. I know there's a shark one and everything like that. But I just like Redbeard's Ghost. I like the animation form and everything. And I just enjoyed that one. It's one I remember really well from my youth, and I just like Redbeard's Ghost.
They reused him later on, kind of. There's another pirate they go up against. It's basically Redbeard's Ghost, except he's all white. More like a classic ghost.
Classic ghost.
I didn't really like that one. I think that might have been the Harlem Globetrotter crossover. But I do love the Redbeard episode you're speaking of. That was a fun episode. And for me, my number... Whoosh, 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 number 3! Alright, my number 3, guys. Go with the Lunar Ghost. And if you guys don't know who the Lunar Ghost is, he's had very, very little appearance, but a very famous appearance. The Lunar Ghost was the ghost they captured in the very beginning of the 2002 live-action Scooby-Doo film. He's like a ghost jester that breathes fire and flies around. It's really cool. And yeah, he's only like 5 minutes, but I just love the way he looked. I just love that movie. All right, Dwayne, what's your number 2?
Well, you talked about crossover with the Harlem Globetrotters, right?
Yeah.
So my number 2 villains are the Joker and Penguin.
Oh, from the Batman episode.
Yep.
They were on there twice.
That's why there are 2 of them. Joker and the Penguin.
Okay.
I just remember them being on there when they had the Batman crossover.
Love that. I used to have it on DVD.
Good for you.
Okay.
I enjoyed it very much. And I always am a huge Joker and Penguin fan.
Oh, yeah.
So I just remember that one as one of my favorites, and that's my number 2.
That's a good one. Okay, guys, for me, my number... Whoosh, 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 whoosh. My number 2...
Hey, Sean, what's your number 2?
My number 2... Alright, so, let me explain this one to you. So I had a VHS of this episode, and I really love it, and it's from the Scooby-Doo and Scrappy show. And it's an episode where they go to a horror movie award show, and all these horror actors are there. For some reason, they're also dressed up in their makeup. I don't know if the writers actually thought they wear this 24/7, but anyway, they go to this horror award show, and then a shadow creature appears. He's not really a shadow. He looks like half man, half beast, but It has a really cool design. I absolutely love this episode. In fact, I might watch it when you leave. And I love this episode, and we're going to have to watch it one day. You know what? Season 3, expect to see some Scooby-Doo coming up. Some Scooby-Doo garbage expected in Season 3. Alright, Dwayne, it's time for...
My number one?
Number 1.
Alright. My number 1 favorite all-time villain from Scooby-Doo is...
The Creeper.
From the first live-action movie, Scrappy-Doo.
What?
I hated Scrappy-Doo when I was a kid. He was annoying as everything. And then when they made the live-action movie, and he peed on the one girl,
Daphne,
and it said marking his territory,
yeah,
that shit made me laugh. And when you find out at the end that he was actually the one in charge and he was the bad guy, I was like, yes, finally, justice. Scrappy-Doo, going to jail. Villain.
I like Scrappy.
Capital V, villain.
I like Scrappy.
I'm sure you would.
Do I think Scrappy-Doo is great? No, but I like Scrappy-Doo. I don't hate it. In fact, I think we just watched that movie a week or two ago. Masterpiece. However, I don't know if I like Scrappy-Doo as a villain. That's just me. That seems like that was just a lot of fanfare. Anyway.
That was a good movie too.
It was a great movie.
That, yes.
My number 1.
Hey Sean, what's your number 1?
So, you gotta go with a classic episode as your number 1. At least I am. And of course, everybody watching this who clicked on it, they're already gonna know my number 1. It's everybody's number 1. Any real true Scooby-Doo fan, this is your number 1 villain. The Space Kook. He's got the creepy, evil alien laugh. He just looks awesome just walking around, his face glowing. He's got the scariest laugh ever. Such an awesome villain. Love this episode. It's probably my favorite episode. He was definitely one of the scariest monsters they ever had on there. And another close, good one would be like the Green Ghost monsters from that show, because they also had creepy, evil laughs. That was awesome. But love the Space Kook one. He is my favorite. He has just the best design, evil, scary laugh, such a blast. Alien episode. That's my number 1. Space Kook and Scrappy-Doo are our top Scooby-Doo villains. You know what? We're going to redo this list. We're going to go. Me and you are going to watch a lot of Scooby-Doo episodes.
I had the Space Kook.
Yeah.
The
Creeper,
and the something trio, which had the Frankenstein, Wolfman, and Dracula on there.
That's a good one.
I had them on there, and I cut them down to get the others on.
All right.
Just because I just liked their design or their stuff a little more. I knew what number 1 was. Villain, capital V, villain.
Okay. Well, we're going to redo, and a lot of these lists. A lot of these lists we're going to redo later on in the future once we kind of dive more into them. And I feel like we haven't done nothing with Scooby-Doo yet. It's been 2 seasons. I think season 3. We're going to touch... It sounds a little dirty the way I'm saying it. We're going to dive into Scooby-Doo.
That's even worse, diving into Scooby-Doo.
Maybe I'm the real villain. Alright guys, we'll see you next time on The Monster Dome. Well, buddy, oh pal, this is probably one of my favorite moments of the show. What have you watched since last time?
So I'm never prepared for this. I don't think about it. I just watch movies and stuff, and then Sean's like, oh hold on, we're going to record real quick. Hey, what'd you watch last time? I said, darn it, I didn't even think about it. Guess what? This time, I thought about it. So what I've done recently was I went to a used bookstore that also has DVDs and movies, has records, stuff like that. And I got me some books I was looking for. I think last semester I started reading some more Agatha Christie books and stuff like that to go along with the horror I read. And one of the books I got, of course, was Murder on the Orient Express. Ooh. So the movie I got was the newest version of Murder on the Orient Express. Now, I've seen the 1970s one where Albert Finney played Inspector Poirot. This is a new one with Kenneth Branagh. And it's got a bunch of other actors in here. I enjoyed this movie. It's really close to the book because I read the book and then like the next day I watched the movie. There's just a little bit of stuff that's different, like the beginning where he's like in trying to find the first crime, where he's like there with all the rabbis and priests and all them. That's not part of that book, but the actual story is very, very, very close to the movie. Is actually very close to the book.
Now, Dwayne, me and Tasia watched this movie a few years back. We actually love it. We and Tasia have seen this one, Death on the Nile, and Horror in Venice. Is that what it's called? Or?
Horror in Venice is the name of the movie. Yes.
Yeah.
The book is actually called The Halloween Party.
Oh, that's actually a better name.
I'm reading Halloween Party right now.
Me and Tasia, we love these movies. What'd you think of the guy who played the detective?
Kenneth Branagh?
Yeah.
I like him.
I do too.
I've seen him in a lot of other movies and stuff, and I just enjoyed him, and this was a really good, very, very close. Besides that beginning little couple 10-minute thing, this is very close to the actual movie. To the actual book, I'm sorry. Okay. And like I said, this one's got who's my boy in here? Johnny Depp is in here, so I enjoyed it a lot.
All right.
Next.
I want to do it.
Okay, do one.
Yeah. We'll go. All right, guys. So you guys know I'm a Svengoolie fan, and this one I watched on Svengoolie, and you can check out all my reviews on Letterboxd. Check out my Letterboxd. I'm gonna show you guys my Letterboxd name here. Please follow me. Anyway, so have all my reviews. By the way, have all the reviews we do on here. Plus, I have a whole list of every Monster Dome movie we've ever reviewed on there. Really cool. So check this out, or check me out on Letterboxd. My name is Sean Dales. Anyway, so watch this movie on Svengoolie. It's called The Bad Seed. Came out in 1956. It's about this woman. Her husband goes away on military, and she's just hurting her daughter, and everything's great. Turns out her daughter is just fucking evil, and people start dying around them, and she's starting to suspect it's her daughter. And her daughter acts like the sweetest, kindest girl ever, and if anything doesn't go her way, boy howdy, you better watch your back. Fun film. I had a lot of fun watching it. That's The Bad Seed. Alright, now you can go.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Alright, so the next one I want to talk about is a little giallo movie called Don't Torture a Duckling.
Now, I own this on digital. I haven't watched it yet.
I watched it a little while back, and then I watched it real recently again. It's a murder mystery. That's what most of the giallos are known for. They're known for you never see the killer until the end. It's usually like you see somebody run and then get stabbed by a knife or something happen to them and stuff.
Like a Friday 13th.
Yeah. You don't see the killer till the end. They're not really a whole lot of supernatural in a lot of them, but it's usually just like a slasher sometimes. Some of them have been known to have a little more nudity than other movies and stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah. But this one, Don't Torture a Duckling, is a very good movie. I liked it a lot. I did not guess who the killer was until I saw it at the end. I've only seen a few giallo movies, but this is one of the top ones so far.
All right. My next film is a new film. Just came out this year. And me and Tasia watched it. Tasia's all excited for this movie. We finally watched it. It's a little movie called 28 Years Later.
All right.
And we watched it. It was good. Have you seen the first two?
Yes.
So this, in my opinion, it's better than two. I have to rewatch one. There's a few questionable character decisions, but overall the movie is good. It is very scary in parts. Also, there's a scene with wiener, and a lot of wiener. Like there's a big wiener scene, guy running around, floppy wiener. That's in there. But overall, great time watching it. We both enjoyed it, and yeah, I would recommend it. I'm really excited. I think the sequel is already coming out like January. They're already prepping for the next one.
Good. Yeah, I saw the first two in theaters. I just didn't get to see this one in theaters.
I'll check it out. Recommend it.
Good. My turn again?
You can
All
go.
right. So now, last episode when I did the Dwayne episode,
Yeah.
I had The Fog by John Carpenter. So this time what I wanted to watch was In the Mouth of Madness by John Carpenter. I saw this movie in theaters when it came out in the mid-90s. I enjoyed it a lot when I watched it. It has a lot of H.P. Lovecraft type things in it, little cosmic horror stuff in there. It's got Sam Neill, who's actually, a lot of people talk about Jurassic Park and everything, but Sam Neill's been in a lot of horror. He's been in Event Horizon. He's been in the Final Conflict, which is one of the Damien movies and stuff, and he's in this movie. In this movie, a very famous author goes missing. His name is Sutter Kane, who's like an homage to Stephen King, and the people think it's like a hoax that he's just hyping up his new book, and so they hire Sam Neill's character, who's like a fraud investigator, to go find him and stuff, and come to find out that some actual horror, supernatural, cosmic horror things are actually happening.
Oh, wow. Alright, my next film was another Svengoolie watch. So, another 1955. Hey, what's the year Back to the Future took place?
1985.
But they go up to 1955, don't they?
1889.
Back to the Future 1?
1955.
1955.
Right.
Yes, same year as Back to the Future. That was confusing. 1955. This movie came in 1955. Svengoolie showed Tarantula, about a giant tarantula attacking a city. Boy howdy, I was so disappointed. Here's why. So the movie starts, and the guy, you can see the scientist, he's growing animals to be bigger. Why? Because he's worried that one day we're going to run out of food. Get the animals bigger, that means more food for everybody. And somehow doing this, he has caused people to have this like mutation, and they become like, it's a certain disease, I can't remember the name of it, but it basically kills you after a while. And this takes up so much of the fucking movie. And at one point, one of these guys is wrestling with the scientist, and they end up breaking this window that a tarantula crawls out of, a pretty big tarantula, but I guess he somehow gets bigger and bigger. So the tarantula, and then we'd still have another 30-40 minutes dealing with this disease, the scientist, and what's going on. And then the giant tarantula doesn't come in until like the last 30 minutes. And by that point, I'm already bored, ready to go. I just want giant spider action. It didn't really deliver. If you want a giant spider movie, I'd recommend either like Sting or Eight-Legged Freaks. I would skip this one unless you just like old school movies. Dwayne?
Next one I want to talk about is a movie me and you have talked about before. It is called Zodiac.
Great movie, great cast.
So yeah, both. Let's go with both of them. Great cast: Robert Downey Jr., Gyllenhaal's in it, Mark Ruffalo. More actors are in here. Lots of more actors are in here. Really good actors. It pretty much is in the late 60s, early 70s. There was a killer in California called the Zodiac Killer. He used cryptogram things to leave notes and everything, and this is based off of a true story. They never actually found the killer, but there was a lot of people they thought were suspects, and then supposedly, I think at the end of this even talked about that after so-and-so, like one of the major suspects died, there was no more Zodiac killings ever. So it's a very good book, very good movie. I enjoyed it a lot.
All right. I'm going to do two right here. First up, I already talked about it earlier. The 2002 live-action Scooby-Doo film. Me and my wife, Tasia, we had a Scooby-Doo marathon, which when I say marathon, it really just did 2 movies. But the reason we only did 2 is because the second one was so bad, we didn't want to watch anymore. But the first one we absolutely loved. I loved the Scooby-Doo movie. It came out when I was 8. Because I was already a big Scooby-Doo fan, so I loved that movie. But when I go back to watch it now, it actually got better. You know, guy James Gunn, who made Superman, wrote this film. He didn't direct it, but he did write it. And I can see this guy's been pretty good for a while now, because this movie was just amazing. Now again, wasn't a super huge fan of the Scrappy reveal. I actually kind of like Scrappy, but that's just me. And then the second one we watched was Scooby-Doo Moon Monster Madness. This movie was trash on a stick. It was awful. The writing was bad. The it was just a boring ass movie. They go to space. Okay, cool. And the alien did kind of like a xenomorph, but it didn't save the movie. And I had Malcolm McDowell in this film, and they just had him do the same joke over and over again. He was wasted. It wasn't even a funny joke. They tried to, instead of focusing on a good story, a good mystery, they focused on comedy. It felt like 60-year-old white men wrote it. It was not funny in the least. But it did have a good cast. Like Malcolm McDowell was in it. The guy who played who's the guy who played Batman in Batman Brave and the Bold? He was on the Drew Carey show. He's one of his buddies. Feature Sean. Show his face here.
Better.
Yes. Like him. He's also in Napoleon Dynamite.
He was in Office Space.
He was in that too, but he was also in Napoleon Dynamite. He played Rex Kwon-Do or whatever. Anyway, he was in it, and then they a good cast, but there's no point of a good cast if you have a bad, boring, awful script. Dwayne?
Okay. Last movie I want to talk about tonight is a movie called Ravenous. I've seen this movie before when it came out a couple years ago, and I hadn't seen it in a long time. And I didn't forget a whole lot of it, but I just hadn't seen it in a while. It's one I liked, so I was like, well, I'm going to get it in physical media, so I bought it. What it is it's a story about a small camp in the 1800s, like 8 or 9 soldiers on a camp. They meet a guy that was like a missionary that was on a trail with some other people, and he talks about how they ran out of food, and one person died. So they cooked them and ate them, and then it got to the point where they were killing each other, and this one guy left and ran, and he found that camp. They talk about the tradition of the Wendigo, which is a Native American tradition. It's your people.
Yes.
Talks about how if they eat human flesh, if a person eats another human flesh, that he always craves human flesh, and that he'll never be satisfied. It has Guy Pearce in it. It's got, who's it, Dave Arquette. It's got the young gentleman that was in Saving Private Ryan, the one that was like the coward and actually come back at the end and shot the German soldier. He was also the dad in the Black Phone.
I've seen the Black Phone. I just can't think of it.
He's the dad, and it's got some other actors in here and everything.
Now is this based on a real story?
No, I don't believe so. No, but I did enjoy this movie, and there's some twists in there, and I think it was a really good movie, and I would have given this probably like an 8 out of 10,
Ooh.
7 or 8 out of 10, one of those two.
Awesome. Well, I got about 4 more. So
go ahead.
The next movie I watched was a little horror film called Hidden. It has one of the Skarsgård brothers in it. It's about like a post-apocalyptic kind of style movie. This family, husband, wife, and a daughter, are living in this underground shelter, and they have the most annoying daughter in the world. And there's these creatures hunting them down. And so they're trying to like stay and ration all their food while these monsters are kind of hunting them. And they're just, it's one of those movies. There's monsters outside. It wasn't that great. It's like it had great acting and stuff in it, but like I don't think the script was all that great. Okay, my next up, I have Tony Hawk in Boom Boom Sabotage. This was a animated CGI kind of style Tony Hawk film. If you want to see more about this, check out my other show, Saturday Morning Cartoons Unleashed. This would be episode movie night, like the 4th episode. And we show the entire movie of this movie on here. Well, let's just say my other guys, they didn't like this movie. I liked it okay, but I was also a big Tony Hawk Pro Skater video game fan, so I was kind of more into it than they were. Alright, and I got 2 more. Next up, I watched this one yesterday. This is you like Kevin Smith?
Yes.
This is a 4:30 movie, his most recent film. Have you seen it?
No.
Alright, so I watched it yesterday, and basically I think it's a childhood of. I think the kid's based on Kevin Smith. It's about him asking this girl out to go see a movie. She says yes, and he's all pumped, and then his buddies go to the movies, and he just shit happens. They just kind of waste time until she goes to the movie, and then they spend time together. Blah blah blah. Yeah, it's an okay film. Like if you like Kevin Smith movies, I would recommend it. If you just really love movies based in the 80s, I'd probably recommend it. If you don't follow into those two categories, maybe skip it. They like for a lot of the movie, they're just kind of goofing around, and they show like cameos from Kevin Smith's buddies. And at one point, they're actually watching movie trailers that he made up, and one of them is about a nun who's also a prostitute who gets money for the orphanage. Funny enough, she was played by Kevin Smith's daughter, Harley Quinn Smith, and you got Jason Mewes who popped up in there. And one of the movies they go see, that guy we just talked about, the guy from the Drew Carey Show, Falling Down My Office Space, he was in the movie. He was in a movie they went to go see called like Beaver Astro Blaster or something. And you also got Method Man popped in there. Some of Kevin Smith's buddies who works at the comic book store popped in. The old school greats. Jason Lee popped in there for a minute. If you like Kevin Smith movies, this is fun. I liked it okay because I do like Kevin Smith movies, but I don't think there's a lot of rewatch value in this movie. Don't know if I'd watch it again. And my final movie I watched yesterday as well. It's a comedy called Welcome to Mooseport. It stars Ray Romano and the late Gene Hackman, who died this year. Actually, really fucking love this movie. I remember watching it when it came out with my dad. I enjoyed it, and I saw it on sale on Vudu for $5. So I was like, you know what? I remember liking the movie pretty good. Picked it up $5 yesterday. I was sitting there bored. I was like, well, why don't I check this movie out again? It is actually really good. I absolutely love this film. It's just a great small town movie about a random handyman of the town. He runs for mayor against an ex-president. Also, they're not only running for mayor, they're also kind of competing for the same woman. Check this movie out. Welcome to Mooseport. Came out in 2004. Well, that's it for everything we've watched since the last episode. We'll have a lot more for you on the next edition. Dwayne, get to movie watching. We're going to have we need a lot of stuff to talk about on the next episode of
Horror Talk.
No. This is just things we talk about. This is the monster. You're supposed to say Monster Dome.
Okay. The Monster Dome.
It is now time for our feature presentation. Spoiler warnings.
It is now time to review 1990's Back to the Future 3.
Baby, fly! That's right, Lieutenant! Come on, run!
Alright, Dwayne, what you think of this bad boy?
Alright, so right off the bat, I really enjoyed Back to the Future Part 3. I think it's close to the first one. I have them ranked 1 and 3 than 2. I really enjoyed it. I think this one's story flowed a lot better. And when we talk about a little more here in a second, we'll talk about that some more. But I just think that this one is, they go to find Doc. So he goes back in time to the 1880 something, 1888.
He found
1885.
out Doc gets murdered.
Yeah.
And he wants to go help him.
Yeah. And so he goes back in time, and they're there almost the whole movie until the end. So they're not jumping around timelines a whole lot. There's a couple minutes in the beginning, a couple minutes at the end we jump. Rest of the movie is all back in the Old West time. And I think that's what made this one a lot better than the second one. It wasn't jumping future and back and forth and present.
It also, like, 2 was so much, they go back to the first movie, basically. This one felt like it's its own standalone kind of story here. That helped it a lot.
So we were talking about that. This is what I've been waiting to bring up, is they filmed number 2 and 3 back to back. And I think they had that whole time, their concept was that, hey, we're going to make them go to the future for a little bit, then go back to the Old West. And I think the Old West, they had so much that they liked about it that they had to split into 2 movies. And then they had to make a filler movie kind of to get to there, because they couldn't make like a 3-hour movie, which would have been 2 and 3 together.
Yeah.
I think they had to make like a filler, and so they just added in some stuff to number 2. That's why I think number 2 is not as good. I think number 1 and number 3 were what they were planning, and 2 is just kind of filler to go between them.
Dwayne?
Yeah.
There's somebody who clicked on this video who's like, oh man, I want to see a review of Back to the Future 3. They have no goddamn concept of why I'm wearing all this. Okay, yeah, okay, sorry, I just... They were like, what the fuck is happening?
Go ahead and pause it again.
No, this is, we can leave that in. We won't leave that in. That's just like it was hilarious. Dwayne, I agree with you. Dwayne, I agree with you. This movie was an absolute blast. And the first 2 films are Marty McFly movies. This one felt like a Doc Brown movie. And he really got to open up as a character. And he really got to develop. And I just like they really shined him up and made him is such a good Doc Brown movie. I love it, and I agree with you. I think this is better than 2. Almost better than 1. Close. Fucking close. This movie was amazing. And, of course, Biff, you have Biff's ancestor, like Mad Dog, which is really cool. This is the one they tried to get Ronald Reagan in. I think they wanted him to play the mayor of the town, and he said no. I wish he would have done it. I don't know if he was president in 1990. I don't think he was.
No.
I think it was Bush Senior, right?
Yeah.
So that would have been awesome if he did it. He ain't doing much else. So this movie is so much fun. There's also a scene where Mad Dog hangs Marty. Did you know he almost really died there? The one of the last times they shot it, they messed up, and he really got hung, and he nearly died, nearly killed him, and he went to the doctor, and they said he's fine, but he was pretty close to getting really angry right there. And also felt this one just felt like such a standalone, but if you know the other stuff from 2 and 3 or 2 and 1, they kind of go together, but if you watch 3 on its own, I think it would be okay. And one thing I like that they did too is they start they introduce this thing where if you call Marty a chicken, he's like, "What the hell did you call me?" And he'll kind of push it and say, "Okay, whatever." And this one he kind of finally gets to the point where he goes, "What do I care?" And I was like, about time. And I thought that was really cool. Also, they introduced a new character in part 3. They introduced a love interest for Doc Brown, played by Ted Danson's wife. I can't remember her name.
Mary Steenburgen.
She was in that movie Dwayne had me watch. Jack Nicholson Western.
Going South.
Going South.
Christopher Lloyd's in there too, isn't he?
Wasn't he one of his little bandit buddies? Yeah. Yeah, he was right. He was in that. And Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Anyway. And she almost looked like she's playing the same character from that movie, almost. And she was also in Step Brothers, and she's been in a bunch of stuff. She was in Orange is the New Black. Anyway, I thought it was really cool. I like her. She's a great actress. So she was in it. And I heard that she actually turned it down too. And then turns out her kids were big fans of the first 2. And she was okay, well, if my kids think this is cool, I better do it. And she decided to take the film. And I kind of hope this is the end because they wrapped up the whole trilogy nicely. They actually blew up the DeLorean, got ran over by a train at the end of this film. And I've heard that the director's like, I don't want to make any more. I don't want them to make any sequels, no remakes. And I hope that they can like keep to their wishes and not make any more. Had a great ending. Marty ends up getting sent back to the present, but Doc didn't make it. However, then minutes later, Doc comes back in basically like a time traveling train, which is really awesome. He can also fly, and he married that woman he loved, and they had 2 babies who are now like 4 or 5, and I thought that was really cool. Such a great ending. All right, do you find this to be the perfect trilogy?
No, it's really good. It's up there. Godfather trilogy.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Okay.
The Dark Knight, Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, Dark Knight, Star Wars. All really good trilogies.
Yeah.
Hannibal Lecter trilogies.
Austin Powers.
Austin Powers. Really good ones. I know there's tons of others. This is a really good one. Number 2 is not as good as 1 and 3, but number 3 is still really good. And I think I gave, what I say, 10 out of 10 on number 1?
You gave it a 9.
9 out of 10?
Yeah.
I'm going to go 8. I just think it's just not as good, but it's really good. I mean, it's really close.
Yes, I really love this one. I like Dwayne said, I had a blast with this movie.
I enjoyed the throwback in the second one. They're watching a Clint Eastwood movie where they're shooting at Clint Eastwood and he has the metal plate on, and then Marty McFly does that in the third one, and he calls it, and when they try to ask who he is, he says his name's Clint Eastwood.
Yes.
I thought that was pretty fun.
And I think the reason they did that was because they knew they couldn't kill Mad Dog or Biff wouldn't be born.
Yeah.
So they decided to, like, instead of like him actually killing him, he's got to outsmart him. Yeah. I think that was really, really cool. And another scene I absolutely love is like there's a scene where Doc Brown had to like tell that girl he couldn't see her anymore because he's from the future. He's trying to get back to the future. And so he's all depressed. He's like, I'm going to go drinking. They had like one shot and it knocked him right on his ass. I thought that was absolutely awesome and hilarious. Was that ZZ Top playing at the concert?
Yeah.
That was really cool too. Like I was like, it's like ZZ Top. They were playing at this like country festival. Holy shit. Alright guys, here are my pros and cons for Back to the Future 3. Just continuing with the awesomeness of the first 2 movies. Really just keep going with the amazing characters. They fleshed out Doc Brown to an even better character, and Doc Brown felt like he was fully complete. Such a great arc for Doc Brown. Just a fun movie start to finish. My cons, none. Alright guys, I'm going to give Back to the Future Part 3 9 yeehaws out of 10. It's Tasia. It's Tasia.
That's me.
The Tasia Review Show, starring Sean Dills.
This is my review of the Back to the Future movies. This was my first time watching the Back to the Future movies, but the third one was amazing. I loved it. I definitely would have to put that one under Back to the Future 1. Yeah, I loved Back to the Future 1 and 3. Those 2 were my absolute favorite. I've been missing out. I don't know what took me so long to watch these films, but I'm so happy I got to watch them this year, and yeah, I love the Back to the Future movies. If you haven't seen them, definitely check them out.
Dwayne, we had such a great episode today. How did you feel?
I really enjoyed the movies that we reviewed today, the Back to the Future trilogy. I said I enjoyed them as a child when I watched them, and I hadn't watched them probably about 20-some years, and I really enjoyed watching them again, rewatching them again.
This was the first time I have seen these films. They were fantastic. We had a great time today. very non-offensive episode. Don't forget to check out my letterbox, Sean Dills. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Cool Kids with Asthma, and the Monster Dome YouTube channel. Please don't get offended by the jokes we said today. Alright. Also, give us some money on Cash App. Here's our little thing here now. Yeah, you can scan that and give us a donation. Dwayne, make sure to stay to after the credits so we figure out where we're going on the next episode and the season finale of Monster Dome Season 2. We have one more episode of Season 2, so make sure to figure out what we're going to watch for the last episode of Season 2 of The Monster Dome. Okay, Dwayne. We got one more episode of season 2. The next episode is the Monster Dome Award Show. Now, you guys remember we did one for the end of season 1 where we showed the entirety of Nosferatu. This time we're going to show a movie that some people consider a classic from the film studio's Asylum Films. We're going to show the entirety of the film Snakes on a Train. Not plane, train. Do you like trains?
I used to like trains.
You like snakes?
No.
Well, that's going to be a scary episode. And we're going to be talking about our favorite movies of season 2 that we reviewed on here. We're going to talk about our favorite movie of season 2, the best actress, best actor of all the movies we reviewed on season 2, overrated films. We're going to talk about sleeper films. Also, bloodiest films, monster of the year, hero of the year, villain of the year, and my favorite, best boobies award. All that on the next edition of, you can say,
The Monster Dome.